Have you tried this sauce?
I'm trying it next, but this is
The steak sauce?
so good. Oh my goodness.
Delicious.
What the hell? What is going on here?
What are you doing?
We're starting to set up the show, and you guys are eating already. What are we gonna show now?
Oh,
Do y'all need to get in line? Like, what's going on over here?
Drop it
And
and get out of here.
Right, and I hope you're gonna get my last steak sandwich. Ugh. Get these men out of here. You see, you can't have men anywhere. Anyway, welcome to the Essence Show right here. You better get in line. I got a show filled for you with all this food, comida. What's up, guys? Happy Get in Line Wednesday. It's your girl, The Essence, right here on the The Essence Show. And I have a great show for you guys. I have a returning guest with some food that is making me hungry because I can smell it as I'm getting started. But first, I have a buddy of mine that you guys probably seen all over the place because they have taken over the BX, taken over the world at this point. And I would like to introduce and welcome my special guest, BX. Beatstro's owner, my buddy, Alfredo.
thank you.
You're finally here.
I made it.
You got me hype.
I was hoping for some applause, but I'll take it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
How are you, my love?
I'm good, boo. I'm good.
How's everything?
I'm blessed. So I woke up this morning. That's a positive.
That's
so
right.
let's make it happen.
That's right.
You know?
How's your 2020 going so far?
January was hard body.
January was very hard.
Like for everybody. There's like earthquakes in Puerto Rico. There's like fires in Australia. Like it was a hard month across the board.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm here. I'm alive. I made it through the new year.
right?
Exactly. Start February. Try to start fresh. Businesses are doing well. You know, just progress.
Progress. And you said business as plural.
Yeah.
Because not only are we the owner of Beatstros, but we're also the owner of
Bricks and Hops and Bronx Draft House. Actually, Bronx Draft House was the first. That was that's the baby that let us develop and build and do everything else from that. That was the springboard. And from that, then it was Beatstro, and then right after that, it was Bricks and Hops.
So, in my opinion, I've been to all three.
Yes.
I do have a personal favorite, I have to admit.
I mean, I do too. They're like your kids, right? Like your kids, you like one kid a little bit more.
People lie about that. Oh, no, I love them equally. No, you don't. There's no impossible way you can love someone equally.
It's all right. I have two kids. I love them.
Beautiful, too.
I love them. Fabulous little children. But, I see more of myself in one than the other. So it's like, oh, that's like a little mini me.
Oh, so the one that's like you is your favorite.
Well, because you see yourself. It's like, looking back in the fountain of youth or something. But my daughter, she is starting.
So the son is your favorite.
Because he looks like me.
Okay.
But my daughter's starting to pull some of that away because I'm like, she's just feisty. And I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect it. So
yeah, ready.
she's got, because she has an older brother who pushes her around.
Okay.
So she's not having it.
Who, by the way, I was watching on your Instagram doing a show and tell at 2 years old.
You like that?
How adorable was that? And then they start to get like in competition, like, well, I'm not scared of that. I'm not scared of it. Like, I thought it was adorable.
You got to teach them young, I remember when I was a kid, I grew up on 161. Not too far from Draft House.
Look at that.
As a matter of fact. Yeah,
your
isn't that
old
crazy?
stomping ground. That's
isn't
beautiful.
Isn't that bugged out? So I grew up on 161, and from there we moved to Co-op, lived in the Bronx my whole life, and then from Co-op, Riverdale. But I remember when I was a kid how, I used to have to do show and tell and do these projects, and now that I'm, it's my son, my daughter's going to be doing it soon, it's a little bit weird. It's, I'm like, damn, let me help you, but you got to do it yourself. You got to do it yourself.
He did very well.
Thank you.
It was funny how he played with the toy, but he didn't know how to turn it on. I'm like, don't you do
He got a
time?
little shook. It's like with the studio, I'm like, all the glitter, everything. I don't know if I'm gonna mess everything up. I don't know. He just got a little tight, but we're working on it.
So basically, you have taken over the airwaves too, because you have been on numerous channels, networks, as being an interviewee. They come to your place and they want to praise you basically on what you've been giving back to the Bronx, which is an amazing feeling, I could imagine.
It's
all what we're striving for. But before we get to that, can you give us a little background of who Alfredo is
Yeah, I mean,
and how he got started in all this?
that's hard. That's like one of those questions when you go for a job and they're like, "So tell me about yourself," and you're like, "Where do I even begin?"
Just begin, baby. All right, 161. You grew up in the BX.
Grew up
right?
in the BX 161. I went to Immaculate Conception, right on 3rd Avenue. I went to Immaculate Conception. My family grew up on 161st Street till my parents got divorced. You know, then I moved over to Co-op, and I was in Co-op for the majority of my life.
Really? What section?
Where's
Not
the camera?
section 5,
Where's the,
right?
Where's the camera? Where's the camera? Q4.
Okay.
Q4 all day.
All right. So you're
Yep.
between 3 and 5.
Yes.
Which are also the popular.
I'm on Benchley.
Okay.
Bellamy was down the block from us, so I grew up on Benchley. Place.
Okay.
Yeah.
So only child?
No, I have a sister. I had a sister.
Okay.
Had.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the last of the Mohicans.
Okay. And the last of the Mohicans is taking over the BX because.
Trying.
What year did we start the whole Draft House?
Draft House started in 2016.
Okay.
My sister was still around, but my mom had already passed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm the last of the Mohicans. I'm the last one.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, so it started. My sister got to see it grow and develop, which was great, and then I started Beatstro right after that.
Oh, okay. So you had the blessings from your sister with the Draft House.
Yeah, although she wanted me to start to slow it down. You know, like when you have siblings, they see something that you may not see, and they see a lot of energy that you're putting in, and they have your best interests at heart. So she was like, I want you to start to slow it down. But I said, nah, son.
Slow it down in what sense? Like you were just way too involved with it?
That's what she felt.
Was it like
what
your
she felt.
vice? Was it something that you wanted to
Not
kind
my
of...
vice. Have you? I got into the business at the first time. Let me rephrase that. I wanted to get into the business the first time for all the wrong reasons. Now,
Okay.
you may have a lot of viewers. You may have some people like, oh, you know what? I always wanted to open up a bar. I always wanted to open up a restaurant. That's because your first love is something that you indulge in, something that you do.
Right.
So for me, I was like, oh, I love food. And at that time, I was, going out to bars, drinking all the time. Like, how awesome would it be? How awesome would it be?
It would, right?
How many times do you hear that from people? Like,
A lot.
I want to own my own bar here. So I wanted it for all the wrong reasons. And when I got it, that will quickly lead you down a road of demise. Any business owner will tell you, it's like Biggie's rule number 1, right? Never get high on your own supply.
Yeah.
You can't have a bar, operate a bar, and expect to be there chilling, drinking with your friends and your family. And, that's not how the business works.
Yeah.
So I think she was more concerned about that at the
Okay.
time. And for that first year, I kind of went hard body. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, you kind of own it to yourself. I mean, why not? But now you have 3 other places or 2 other places you can chill out now, too.
Yeah.
You can do, like, rotation. So that was in 2006, you said, right?
No,
2016.
2016.
Okay. So, wow, that's, like, really fast. And then when did we get into... Tell the story about Beatstro because they all have their own story.
Yeah.
They all have their own vibe. But Beatstro seems to, like, really, like... Not put you out there, but it kind of made, like, a real statement.
There's an effect in science. I happen to be touring upstairs.
Yeah.
True story. I happened to be touring upstairs before I came in the studio, and I stepped into a science class just to listen, because I'm weird like that.
I mean, that's what you did
That's what I
before
did.
you got on set.
Yeah,
Started going to classes.
This is real talk. Before I came here, I was just like, I'm just going to sit in a class and just say what's up. Not even say nothing to nobody,
Yeah.
just sit down and listen in. And there's something in science called a synergistic effect, right? And that is like, it necessarily, one thing by itself isn't the potent thing, but when you add it to something else, it becomes twice as strong. Or
Okay.
like if you're adding a certain sweetener to something, and it has this effect that they complement each other and it takes it someplace else.
Right.
That's kind of how Beatstro got to where it's at. We wanted to tell a story, period.
Oh, y'all told the story and y'all brought it back.
Yeah, well, you've been to New Orleans?
No, I haven't.
You've been to...
But I can see where, like, the pictures and the colors maybe are influenced.
Well, no, what it was is if you've been to New Orleans, you go and everything revolves around kind of jazz and this funky music and this soul. And New Orleans is about that. If you go to Memphis or you go to Nashville, it's about country. And the entire city revolves around that music industry. If you go to Austin, it's about arts and, kind of an indie vibe.
I see what you're getting to.
You come to the BX and hip-hop was born here, period.
Right, but we had nothing.
We have nothing.
We had nothing.
We had nothing.
Yeah.
And little Latino and black kids figuring out a new musical art form right here off of Sedgwick. They created this.
Yeah.
And if you look at the Grammys, if you look at anything, that hip hop controls the cultural medium that we talk about.
Absolutely.
Whether that's music, whether that's plays. Look at Hamilton. Hamilton
Yeah.
is a hip hop
Right.
musical. And he just got $75 million from
Yup.
Disney to put it on TV.
Yup.
That's the kind of bread I'm talking about.
Okay.
So we control that as black and Latinos. We created it. It was born here in the BX. But when you look around, there was nothing. So we were like, we're going to do an homage. We're going to do, an homage is this French word for like a tribute to, and
Okay.
we're going to do a tribute to hip hop. And the front of the place is a vinyl record shop.
I love it.
And it was purposeful like that. It was like, when people, my mother told me never ask a woman her age, so I'm not going to ask.
Smart man you are.
I'm not going to ask, but I'm old enough to remember that when I used to tell people I was from the BX, or if you met a shorty and, you're like, oh, come visit me. Where you from? The Bronx. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll meet you in Midtown.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
people were scared to come here.
people were scared
And people
to-
are still scared to come
And
here.
there was a whole movie with Jackie Chan, Rumble in the Bronx. And all
Yeah.
like people had this connotation. It was like, oh, I know Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, that's about it.
I know the Bronx Zoo. It's like, oh, word, but I don't live anywhere near there.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a whole nother Bronx. There's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
So the front record shop was meant to tell that. Like you come in, it's a different vibe. It's a vinyl record shop. You expect one thing, you're really not sure what to do, and then you open the curtains and it's.
And then it's paradise.
Exact-
It's a hip hop paradise.
But that's what the BX is. You think one thing and you come here and you'll go over to Riverdale, or you go to Co-op where I was from, or you'll go to Throsneck, or you'll go to Orchard Beach on a Sunday. Don't laugh.
Don't go in that water.
I don't go in. I can't swim, so. Or you'll go to City Island and it's a different vibe.
Yeah, definitely.
So the BX, for a lot of people, they expect one thing, but they get another when they come here.
Okay.
So that is the whole story of Beats. We were like, we want to tell a story and we want to surprise people with it. And we want to have it be a tribute to hip hop.
Did you ever think that it would get to where it is now?
I hoped it would.
You did, right?
I prayed it would.
Because around that time that you were bringing this place into our neighborhood, we were already kind of being reminiscent of old school hip hop. Like the graffiti started,
Yeah.
the Cats Crew was all over the place. That whole Mont Haven area was changing up a little bit.
Well, that's a whole nother topic. I don't know if we're going to talk about that. You want to talk about it?
I mean, if you could say one thing about that, yeah.
That's
Because you picked a certain place for this restaurant as well, that kind of like lit up this whole dark area that nobody was really wanting to be in.
So I'm an attorney as well. Mm-hmm. So I practiced law for a number of years before I got into the restaurant business. And,
Which is so smart.
well,
It's just smart to have.
coming out of high school, I wanted a job.
Yeah.
I wanted to have a career. I wanted to make money. I wanted to be sustained. And I said, well, I can orate. I'm a good talker, allegedly.
You have to be.
You got to be.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to law school. I studied in a career that I loved at the time. I was doing it for 13 years. And then for the last 2 years, I worked for the Bronx Overall Economic Development Corporation.
Oh, okay.
So I was the general counsel and I was the executive director of the Empowerment Zone. So I knew what was happening in the borough. I could see it. So it
Had
just
an
wasn't.
advantage.
Well, not necessarily an advantage because the information was out there for
Okay.
everybody. It was out there for everybody, and I would advocate for people to do, certain things and they just weren't listening. And it was like, look, I see what's happening. It wasn't a mistake to anybody. Look
Right.
at Amautis from Bronx Native.
Yeah.
Nobody had to tell Amautis. He saw it coming. Look at Lip Bar with Noelle. Nobody had to tell Noelle. She saw it coming.
Saw it, right.
Look at Rosa at Mott Haven.
Right.
Nobody had to tell. It was there.
Yeah.
But I had the inside information as well, and I had outside information. And it was like, you know
Okay.
what? I'm going to take a step back, and I'm going to invest in my own borough. I believe in it. I believe in my people, and we're going to see what happens. There's a word that nobody likes to use, and that's gentrification, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, we're pricing everybody out of the BX. Well, invest in the BX. Are you from here? Put your money where it's at. Everybody that I employ at all three places, 90% live in the Bronx.
Yeah. It's kind of like a safe haven. I'm a little
What?
disappointed how we've had to come to being so original and now doing certain things that other places do because it brings people, money talks. But it is what it is.
But
It's still a dope place. Don't get me wrong.
No, it's fine. Listen. I take the criticism with the the sugar with the salt, and yes, we had to do something different to bring people. But it's not just to bring people; it's for the BX. Like I said, I'm not gonna ask you how old you are. That's on you. But I'm of an age where I have what they call disposable income. Right? I'm at an age now where I have a career. I'm making money. I have a family, I have a place, and it's like, well, I want to go out and have a drink, or I want to go out and have something to eat. I don't want to always have to go to Midtown.
Right.
Why is it that we don't have places like this in our own borough?
Absolutely.
And besides a couple of pockets, which I'm sure all your viewers know about, you can go to Throsneck, or you go to City Island, or there's one or two places here, but that was it.
Yeah. Or everything was on East Tremont, on the other side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there was nothing that was spread around the borough.
But there was still not one place that you can go and hear old school hip hop, old school R&B.
Or hip hop, period.
Like, right. And sometimes you just want to go chill in a bar or a lounge and just hear it and enjoy the night doing that.
Well, it has a stigma.
Yeah.
It has a stigma, if we play hip hop, we're going to bring a certain crowd that we can't control.
Right.
So we don't want that.
Right.
And we've not had an incident. Not
Yeah,
one.
because when you open up them, those velvet curtains, you see that big chandelier and it's literally dimmed and you got graffiti walls and books everywhere. I mean, it's just gorgeous.
It has a different vibe.
It's gorgeous.
It has a different vibe. It's like crowd control through design.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if you coming in there, you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb if you're coming in there to cause issues.
Right.
Right?
Because it's
And you're gonna feel uncomfortable. You're
Yeah.
like, maybe I shouldn't. So it's through the design. We can play hip hop. I'm of a generation where I'm like, look, I'm gonna wear my hoodie, I'm gonna wear my kicks, and I'm gonna be comfortable. I'm gonna have a cocktail, I'm gonna have dinner. I'm gonna be with my fams or with my people, and I never felt uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're right. It's always welcoming. My favorite part is always the background speakers.
Speaker walls, they work.
And that payphone. That payphone was like such a bonus.
The payphone doesn't work though.
It doesn't. They don't work anyway. I'm like, damn, not even Beatstros either.
Yo, there's like 3 in the city that do?
Really? Where?
I Googled it. There's one on the west side. There's like one on the east side. There's like 3 payphones
Really?
that still work.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
They're still hardwired.
That's horrible that we don't have payphones.
People go buy them to take pictures, like for real.
That's so cool.
I know.
So then after Beatstros, then we decide to open Bricks and Hops, which is literally right down the block.
A block away.
Totally different vibe.
Yeah.
But still yours.
Yes.
And still dope as hell. And we have a new face that kind of,
That kind of runs it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have 2 choices when you're in business, right? You can stick to one particular brand that you are going to let the consumer know is you, right? So, for example, we'll do a corporate example, McDonald's, right? Anywhere you go, you see the golden arches,
it's McDonald's.
It's McDonald's.
Or
It's
affiliated,
McDonald's.
yeah.
It's McDonald's. There's a company that owns the smaller companies, right? The Yum Yum Corp.
Right.
There's real talk. Yum Yum Corp owns like KFC. They own like Chipotle. They own like they own like 7 different fast food restaurants, but it's the Yum Yum Corp.
Okay.
You see, but they're offering you the same product, but just with different
looks and
different looks.
Got it.
So you have the model where you say, you know what, we'll do the McDonald's or we'll do the Disney. And wherever you go, you see Disney and you know what you're getting. Boom.
Okay.
Or you can do the Yum Yum Corp model and say, well, we have one umbrella corporation, but we have different businesses under that.
Okay.
And we offer people different things based on that, right?
Okay.
So you come by My Haven. And you're like, oh, I'm with my girls. I'm going to go by Beatstro. We're going to have brunch. Now you're done with brunch, and you're like, oh, we want to go out. You don't want the same thing.
Yeah.
Who wants the same thing? So you offer people something different, but with the same quality. Okay. So that's the route that we went with that model. And our business partner there is Willie Colon from the BX.
Yeah.
Willie, where you at?
Yep.
BX.
Yep.
Willie Colon is a great partner. He played with the Jets. He played with the Steelers. He won a Super Bowl ring with the Steelers. He was there this past Sunday for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I saw that.
He should have come through. It was nice.
He was also honoree last year at Windows of Hip Hop.
Yeah, at the Windows of Hip Hop.
Yeah, that was pretty cool too.
Yeah, he's good people, man. He's good people. So we purposely designed it around sports, around Willie's story.
Okay.
Willie came from the projects that my father came from. Excuse me.
It's okay.
That's crazy. He came from the
Yeah.
same projects that my
Yeah.
father came from. We went to the same public school. Not public school, Immaculate. I went to Immaculate Conception on 3rd Ave, and that's where he went.
Oh.
come and find out, his sister used to walk to school with my cousin. They used to walk, and they knew my sister. And I was a little kid at the time.
Small
Like,
world.
small world.
You could have been his personal chef or something.
Something.
Because we do cook on the side, right?
Listen, I love to
I
cook.
was seeing your
personally.
Instagram stories.
I love
be
to
like,
cook.
damn, what you cooking up over there?
It's therapeutic. No, it's therapeutic. Sometimes I just need to
get away from everything,
because cooking is timing.
Yeah.
You know, so sometimes I just need to, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
Give me a little break. But Willie is the face of Bricks and Hops.
So, what 3 dishes from one dish per place?
That's my
would
favorite.
All right, your favorite, yeah, or most talked about.
Oh man, I'm a fat ass. So
It's okay. So am I.
Yeah, so am I. So for Draft House, the Draft House burger. That is,
And that's close to Yankee Stadium.
That's a block away from Yankee Stadium.
Okay.
That
Yes,
one we were trying to go with a Latin American kind of Puerto Rican, not even Latin American, Puerto Rican hamburger, basically. So we have the regular burger, we have the cheese, we have maduro.
Ooh.
We have maduro on top, and then we take gandules and we make gandules into a paste. Like we boil the gandules and make them to a paste. We make a gandule paste.
Interesting.
And we put the gandule paste on top, and then we put pulled pork on top. It is a monster.
That sounds like a monster.
It is. I used to eat them all the time, and then I started like
getting big. And then when we went to Beatstro's, which was your favorite plate there? Because I love the fried chicken there. And I'm not just saying that. I really love the fried chicken there.
I ate a 3-piece when I left in the car the other 2 days ago. I had it in the passenger seat, and I'm driving eating the chicken.
It's like made with love, I swear.
It is, and it's actually our signature dish. It's fantastic. I mean, when I go, I either have that or I have the churrasco.
I've had the churrasco there too.
Yeah, I have that or the churrasco.
And your mac and cheese, I've had there too.
Can't tell you.
Yeah.
All right, well, damn.
No,
I was about to say, don't tell everybody.
Tell it.
Don't tell everybody.
On.
But I actually like the mac and cheese at Draft House better.
Okay.
I love the mac and cheese at Beats, but the mac and cheese at Draft House is my favorite.
Oh, so I gotta try that.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I gotta try that.
And at Bricks and Hops, the chimney sliders.
Those are good.
The chimney
I've
sliders.
tried those. Those are
Yeah,
good. And in
the
the
chimney
summer is
sliders.
nice. So Bricks and Hops has the outdoor for the summer. And then Beatstro's has it's just more of a restaurant setting.
Yes.
Plus bar, happy hour, and all of that. And then we have the one on 161st, which is more kind of like a bar, but you can have dinner there too, right?
Yeah, you can have dinner.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not just the one at Draft House. Draft House is one by 161.
Yeah.
It kind of just has a vibe about it that people associate it with being a sports bar because we're right by Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
But we're open.
Kind of looks like that too.
Yeah, well, no. We don't have any sports memorabilia.
Okay.
Purposely, like every other bar around there, around 161, has sports memorabilia.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But we wanted to get away from that. We wanted to make it Bronx-centric. Like, again, everybody, when they think of the Bronx, thinks Yankee Stadium, Bronx Zoo, Botanical Gardens, right?
So much more.
Yeah, it's so much more. So we didn't want to focus on that. Everybody knows about that already. We just wanted to make it a local spot.
Quick advice to people who are trying to invest in a location for a business. One thing that you look at.
Invest? What do you mean? Like if I was to look at something, a business, and what would I look at?
Yeah, in location. Because we had a conversation behind the scenes saying why you didn't pick a certain thing.
Yes.
Like what's your thought process like?
So I scouted out.
Okay.
Think about it. Think about your business location the way you would your home, right? So if you're in the market for an apartment or whatever, do you just like go blindly? No, you do your due diligence because you're gonna have to live here.
Right.
You know, and when you start scouting a location for a business, it's even more than that. So for me, I go by at night, late at night, like 10, 11 o'clock. If I'm looking at a new location, I'll park my car and I'll just sit there and wait. Sit there and wait for 10, 15 minutes, just
see what goes on.
See what goes on. See what the vibe is like. See what the nightlife is like in the area. See if it's desolate. See if the zombies are out at night. You know, see what it's like in that area at night. See if you can work with it. I look to see what residential is around there.
Okay.
Is it kind of a desert? You know, are there no residential places? Is it just a commercial strip? Do you have to attract, because now you have a destination spot. Now your job is to attract people to come, as opposed to a foot traffic spot where you're like, people are gonna come by all day, every day, just because we're here. You know, so do your due diligence in looking for a spot. Understand the market, understand what the real estate number is going for, go by at night, just vet it, vet it, vet it, vet it, vet it. The only negative to that is in this business, people move fast.
Yeah, very fast.
And while you're doing that, somebody else is probably like a little bit more trained than you. And it's like, I already see it, I got it.
There's always going to be that, though.
Yeah, exactly.
What is one thing you've noticed about yourself that has the success in these 3 different places within years apart?
What do you mean?
Like, what can you say about yourself that you do or have done that these 3 places have the success that they have?
So that is...
We got like 2 more minutes.
No, it's okay. That is, you have to look at the math.
Okay.
You have to know.
Is that your method to the madness?
You have to.
Okay.
The numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Think about it like some
But it kind of reminds me of like an actor who was here. Like everything he touched was just gold, gold, gold,
well,
platinum, like.
No, that's not a mistake. That's through not even trial and error. That's through dedication to understanding what goes behind it.
Okay.
You know, like a lot of people get blinded by their passion. A lot of people say, I want to open up a restaurant, or I want to open up, you know, I want to make shirts, or I want to make whatever. And that passion, that drive, they'll get it done, they'll start.
Yeah.
But the business will start fluttering because they don't understand the math behind it.
Okay.
Really, like for us, for the food, we know the cost per dish. Every dish that comes out of that kitchen, I know how much exactly it cost me to the penny.
Okay.
I'm like, that dish cost me $5.95.
Right.
And into that number for the price of the dish that you're selling, you got to know, well, I got to pay my staff, I got to pay rent, I got to pay overhead. You know, how does the math work?
Right, right.
And you have to have it down to, look, there's 1 slice of cheese on there. We buy a block of cheese, we get X amount of slices out of that. That slice of cheese costs me a half a penny. And you have, you laugh.
Half a penny, and then for extra cheese, you gotta pay like $2.
$2. I got to pay my staff. It's $15 an hour.
I know.
That's really what it is. The same thing like with an actor who's looking to hone their craft. It's because they understand everything that goes into it. They studied it and they get it. If you dedicated the hours to anything, you'd be a master at it, right?
Yeah.
The more you do your show, the better you are at your show.
That's right, baby.
You know, the more, like with Kobe,
yes, God bless his soul.
Yeah,
yes.
the more he practiced his craft, the more he was shooting in the gym. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. You know what I mean?
Got that right, yeah.
For real. The more you do it, the better you will become at it. So the more that you look at it and analyze it and say, well, these are the numbers, this is what I want to do, the better you'll be.
I love it. I love it, Alfredo. Oh my God, we have so much.
Look, next time I come, I'm bringing you food.
Yes, please.
I'll bring you
Please
fried
do.
chicken.
Yes.
I'll bring you the chimney sliders.
Please do.
I will bring you.
Give me a Wu-Tang drink.
I'll bring you. I could bring drinks here.
Shout out to Wu-Tang Wednesdays.
I'll bring the Wu-Tang Wednesday drink. I'll bring the Nutcracker. If we have Nutcrackers on set, I don't think we're leaving this set. I'm going to be 100% with you.
That'd be great. That would be great. I love you, my friend.
Of course, boo.
Thank
Anytime.
you for everything you do.
Ah, please.
And please keep entertaining the Bronx.
Listen, I love this borough.
I do too.
Born and raised. And
Me too.
I just...
So we just got to keep doing it up.
Yeah, exactly.
And whatever you need, we're here for
Look,
you.
if it's not going to be us,
who's it going to be?
it's going to be one of them from outside. Nah, son.
None of that.
Yeah,
yes, all day.
none of that.
Let our viewers know where they can reach you and where your locations are that they can go visit you.
Oh, yes. Bricks and Hops is at 65 Bruckner Boulevard.
Whoop, whoop.
Bronx Draft House is at 884 Girard. And Beatstro, which is the flagship of all of them, is at 135 Alexander. Come through, ask for me. I may be there, I may not be there, I don't know.
Yeah, he may not be going in there. Where's Alfredo? Oh, he's not here today. Because he's big. He got like that.
I like to hide in the cut sometimes. I just,
I got you. Thank you, my love, for being
Of course,
here.
boo.
Oh,
Love you.
real quick, J-Lo and Shakira.
Yes, what about them?
Which one?
Oh, which?
Yeah, which
Why
one?
did I choose?
Okay.
Take them both.
Thank you, my love.
All right,
we'll be right back on the The Essence Show.
Well,
I got some food for y'all.
The Bronx is the birthplace of hip-hop, and so Alfredo Angara, a Bronx native, knew exactly what he wanted to do with his new restaurant.
When we first thought of the idea, we said, let's not just make this someplace to eat, let's make it a trip. Let's make it, every step you take is something reminiscent. So this is almost like a mini museum. We have pieces here that are exact replicas of the first turntable set that Grandmaster Flash used.
The name couldn't be more fitting, Beatstro.
It's a wordplay. So, you know, when you go to a friend's French bistro, you know what to expect. We wanted it to be almost familiar, like I know what to expect. It's a Beatstro, but at the same time, beats and food and the melding of the two.
The hip-hop themed restaurant is located in Mount Haven. Everything inside pays tribute to hip-hop and Bronx culture.
And we wanted people to see what it was like at the Bronx at that time. In the 70s, when the Bronx was burning, in the 70s when kids were playing on mattresses, and out of that despair came this genre of music.
The walls are filled with murals and photos of hip-hop pioneers.
That tell a story from beginning to end. Some of the murals are representation of photographs from that time. Others are purely of his inception and imagination.
And we're back. We're here at the Element of Hip Hop Awards 2019, and I am here with one of my buddies.
What's up? How's it going?
There's something new going on in the Bronx, and if you guys are not ready for, you better get in line because there's a new hip hop restaurant called Beatstros, and it is phenomenal. The food, the decor, the music, and guess what? He is the owner of it, so he's gonna tell us a little bit about it. What's up, Alfredo?
How's it going? Well, Beatstro was a brainchild. You like that? You like that?
I love it.
Like I was saying, I thought, what the hell would Russell Simmons wear to an award show? And I was like, that's what I'm gonna
I
wear.
love it.
So what we did with Beatstro was we're like, listen, we're gonna open up someplace in the Bronx, and we wanted to be orientated on hip hop because nothing says Bronx more than hip hop. Period. It was born and created here, so it was important for us to look at that. So what we did was, when you come inside, everything revolves around the culture, the art, from beginning to end. There's 4 elements of hip hop. For you young heads out there that don't know, there's the MC, there's the DJ, there's the B-boy, and there's the graffiti. And that's what we revolved Beatstro around. It has every element of hip hop because we wanted to stay true to our people, true to the culture, true to the food. You know, a lot of people say that hip hop has a 5th element, and that's culture. And when we went back home, what was your grandmother or your mother making you? Arroz con guandules. You know, for this music was created by African American and Latino kids, period. And when you came back in from outside, from beatboxing, from breakdancing on a cardboard box, your grandmother or your mother made you this food. What was it? Collard greens, chicken, arroz con guandules, pelín. So that's what we took it back to. We elevated it, but the decor is pure hip hop. The food is pure reminiscent of when you were growing up.
That fried chicken and that mac and cheese to die for.
So that was our goal. Our goal was to keep it authentic to the Bronx, South Bronx. 100%. Our goal is to keep it authentic to the Bronx, authentic to hip hop, to be culturally significant. Come through, just check us out. Come through, check out the music, check out the art, check out the culture that we've created there.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, The Essence, and we're back here on the set of the The Essence Show. And as you can see, we have a beautiful display. It's been making me hungry through my whole other segment. I've been excited. I haven't even eaten all day because I've been saving my appetite. I have Island Life Kitchen founder Damaris, who is a returning guest. You guys have noticed her face before, and that's because she's brought us vegan dishes and great food that makes me want to go home and just not eat any meat. But today she said, D, I got some meat for you. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about to bring in 2020. Welcome again, baby
Thank
girl.
you so much.
How
Thank you for
are
having
you?
me. I
Yes.
really appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm happy you're here. You look beautiful
Thank
as
you.
always.
Thank you so much.
My people are going to be happy to see you because they're always like, where is she? Is she coming out with more vegan stuff? No vegan food today, but some delicious plates right
Yes.
here. So where do you want to get started?
So today I wanted to
I know there's
focus
a lot going
on,
on
you know,
with
we
you.
talked about the healthy food that I make for Island Life Kitchen.
Yes.
I wanted to talk about the concept Island Life Kitchen. So what
Yes.
happens when you guys come and take my cooking class, since we haven't discussed that yet.
Yeah,
And
she has a new
so-
cooking class that she's offering and
Yes.
some discounts and all that good stuff. So
Exactly. I want to
stay
make
tuned.
sure that everyone that hits me up through Bronx at TV can get a 15% discount on the classes. So
Interesting.
starting that way.
Okay.
And so I want to progressively start by making a cocktail because
Ooh.
that's how we start our class at my house.
That's how I start
and
my
that's,
day.
And that's how we want to start the vibe, right?
Yes.
So that's what we do with our island vibe. I have our first cocktail, which is a cocktail that I created, and I want you to make it. Okay?
What are we calling this one?
So this is the ají dulce cocktail. So
love when
ají
you're
dulce
here.
is our sweet Scotch bonnet. So it's that pepper over here.
Oh.
Okay? And so I'm gonna bring it over here to show it. This is
pica.
our sweet Scotch bonnet. Our food, I compare it to Jamaican food in terms that we use the same ingredients, except the Jamaicans eat spice and we eat more vinegar-based sauces, right?
Oh, yeah.
So our ají dulce is our scotch bonnet that we make our pique sauce with, which we're going to talk about with our food. And so I wanted to use this pepper to incorporate it infuse it into a rum.
Okay.
And so that's what I did. I infused it into this rum, and I'm adding guava juice. So it's going to be a savory, sweet cocktail. Yes, you may. You can see it. You can
so you
smell it if
basically
you
cut
like.
it up?
Yeah, so I infused it this has been like a week infusion. And so you can smell a little bit of that pepper.
spicy.
It's not going to be spicy. It's going to be a sweet
Okay.
spice, okay? And then let me get this guava juice. And so we have our jigger here. A classic cocktail at a bar will be 1.5 ounces of liquor, right? And whatever spirit.
And we're not going through that.
So it's up to you,
As
whatever
you
amount you
want.
want to. So we're going to grab it. You can grab it like this. You can grab it like this. Go
my
ahead.
lordy,
You're going to add
Bertini.
first the ají dulce rum. Fill it up to the top. There you are.
Throw it in here.
Yes, and then let's do 2 because I'm going to have one as well. One more, and then the guava juice. Okay, there you are.
Yummy, yummy.
And then next, use this again, please, and
So
the
I
guava
have to
juice.
say, you make me very happy when you come here.
Oh, good.
You got
That's
me
the point. That's the point. I want to get
dancing,
you excited.
To get some
Yes.
drinks in my system.
Yes, and this is one of my really amazing classic
one?
cocktails that I have with my class. One more. And it's very loved, so I wanted to share it with you. I've been dying to bring cocktails to one of my setups here.
It's
so.
a beautiful color, by the way.
Yeah, this is a really beautiful cocktail, and so we're gonna lid it.
Shake it up,
You're
shake
gonna
it up.
shake it up.
Oh,
Remember to grab both and
I
shake
don't like
upwards.
the
I
way
remember you were shaking the last time we came to visit. Okay. So let's get a nice shake so we can get a nice cold cocktail. You see how it's sweating? So go ahead.
Oh,
There you are. So we
that's
want
how
to get
you
a
know
nice
you're doing it
icy
right?
cocktail. Yes. There we go. Let me finish it off.
Damn. Oh, you got a rhythm too, you see?
Yeah. So we want to get a nice foam always, which is spewing out. Okay, go ahead. You pour it. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't supposed to
Yes,
do that.
yes, not yet, not yet. Don't cheat. And then get even amounts in both glasses. There should be enough.
Right?
Yes.
Now, I'm loving the stars.
And so
on my
these
cup right
on the
now.
glass are our carambola or star fruit. And in Puerto Rico right now, they're in season. And it's lucky for me that I can find them in certain areas in Brooklyn and in the Bronx. So here we go. This is the ají dulce.
Salud.
Kes. Salud. Pruébalo. What do you think?
It's interesting, but
So it's-
refreshing at the same time.
Right. So you get a little bit of that
And
savory.
I taste it. Is that a vegetable?
It's a pepper.
Oh, it's a pepper.
Yes, it's a sweet pepper. And so I wanted to incorporate with that guava to get
very
it
good.
just a really nice, even cocktail, okay? So then you can enjoy this while we
Oh, I will.
keep talking about food, okay,
Yep.
love? And so this is what we do in the class. We start with our cocktails, and of course, we always talk about how these ingredients came to Puerto Rico, and of course, number one thing that we do is make our sofrito sauce.
Can I
right?
smell it?
Yes. So our sofrito sauce is our pepper and herb sauce, okay? Okay, that's a strong smell. I can smell it over here. And so this is
delicious.
this is our sauce for everything. Our sautés, our rice dishes, our beans, right? We use this all the time. And so I offer how to teach to make this, and you also take a jar home with you.
How long does the process take, or your process takes, to make sofrito?
For sofrito, listen, I make glass jars, masons. I do 10 at a time. I put some downstairs and some in the freezer, so I have months worth. That's what I'm
Okay.
looking for. I'm looking for easy ways to cook, right?
And you can
cut
freeze it
my
too,
cooking
right?
time. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. So that's how we make it in Puerto Rico. We make batches, we put some in the freezer, some downstairs, and that's what I teach people. If you have a recipe with onions and garlic, you can easily add your sofrito. It just has added bonuses, right?
Can you eat sofrito by itself?
You can. I had a girlfriend who actually ate it when she came over. I mix it in with eggs sometimes. I also offer a recipe book, and in the recipe book, I have a sofrito sauce, which I make with Greek yogurt. So it's a fresh sauce. It's a nice dipping sauce for like anything fried.
ask you that, yeah.
Exactly. So I use Greek yogurt, the sofrito, and spices. And then we progressively talk about what ingredients. Again, we're going to still talk about what we're using. We use our culantro. You have to know that if the sofrito does not have culantro, which is recao in Puerto Rico,
Right.
it is not sofrito. It has to have this green. And so this green, I love it.
like
It's
home.
refreshing. If someone doesn't like cilantro, you can have culantro, recao, okay? It's a great green. And so with this, I wanted to make a sauce, right? I love the chimichurri steak sauce, but I wanted to make my own. So I use recao, olive oil, which is on one of the sandwiches, garlic, cloves, salt, and pepper. So that's one of the sauces that I offer. Another one of the sauces that I offer is the pique aioli. So the pique aioli is based on our pique sauce, which we talked about. Pique is a Puerto Rican fermented pineapple sauce. Okay, so you can either use juice or the skin. It depends on the Puerto Rican. Everyone has their pique recipe, right? You can also use dry hot peppers if you want a spice level. And so this is a fermented sauce, right? And so I'll let you smell this as well. And this is fermented, like I said, pineapple juice, vinegar, culantro, recao.
But that went straight to the
Yes,
head.
it's a strong sauce. And so with this, I wanted to use it. It's strong. It's a fermented
Very
sauce.
strong.
Yes. And I wanted to use it with one of the sandwiches, which we're going to talk about.
I love sauces. So when
In
I
a
see
way-
sauces, I'm happy. Wanna
Exactly.
come over
In
here?
a way that was, sure, I'll switch with you. In a way that was a little better, healthier. So I did it with yogurt also. I colored it with turmeric, so it's bright orange, bright yellow.
Yeah.
And I added some spices also. And so with that, we make a classic jibarito sandwich. So in my class, we talk about a lot of Puerto Rican traditional foods and also new inventions and new recipes. This was a new recipe that was created in Philadelphia, and so in the 80s. And so this is very common in Puerto Rico nowadays. You can find it at the streets, in the cuchifritos,
And the trucks.
and the trucks, right? Very common meal in Puerto Rico. And so I made two versions. I made a chicken version. It is a chicken breast with our adobo spice, and it has cabbage and carrot slaw, and we use a lot of sesame in Puerto Rico. You know, we have our ajonjolí drink, which is our sesame milk, and so I added sesame to that salad, which gives it a really nice crunch and a nice nutty flavor. And then the second jibarito is this one right here, which is our steak jibarito. And so that's a steak that's cooked on each side a couple of minutes. And I added tomatoes and our chimichurri sauce, which is going to be the game changer.
die
So do you
for.
want to try one of those
I
first
want
of all?
all of it.
Okay, so let's try the chicken one.
Just something small though.
You take a little bite, don't worry.
Look crazy on TV.
You take a little bite. Let me
Essence is
cut it
going
for you.
in.
Let me cut it for you. That way I can get you a little bite. Because these are plátanos at the bottom. So what we do is we make a big piece of plátano as if it's a piece of bread, right?
How do you get them so big? Like, you
tostón.
buy big ones like this?
So I buy the
Those are
plátano.
big.
I buy the plátano and I divide it, just cut it in half. And then obviously you have to put your plátanos in salt water always before you fry them. And so I lay in salt water.
This is a big mess.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Don't worry about me.
I fry it the one time, right? And then I smash it with a cutting board or a actual tostonera that's big enough for that piece,
Okay,
right?
okay.
And then fry it again the 2 times. So you can try that, see how you like it. Enjoy. Here's your napkin. There you are. And while you enjoy that,
Very good.
good. And so I wanted to keep that light and fresh because you can, you know, obviously it's not healthy to have fried things all the time, but you can incorporate healthy options that are good for you in terms of like what you add to your sandwich, right?
Absolutely.
And then another big thing in Puerto Rico is our Mallorcas. Our Mallorcas are our eggy croissant. It's a Puerto Rican croissant, basically. And so this is an egg-based bread, yes. And it's very popular in Puerto Rico. The first day you have it just like this, and then the second day you make sandwiches with it. And so I made a few sandwiches. One of them is a cheddar and salami with some lettuce, some greens, and the other one is Swiss and salami. So I wanted to keep it very much of like what we do in Puerto Rico. You get a little Mallorca sandwich, and that's your lunch. And so I wanted to talk about, I teach you how to make the bread, how to make the actual Mallorcas, and we teach you how to make the sandwiches. So we have so many recipes in Island Life Kitchen based on Puerto Rico. And like I said, if you're vegan or vegetarian, we change it up for you. If you're a Boricua that wants to cook Boricua, we'll cook Puerto Rican food, right?
yes.
And so yeah, this is Island Life Kitchen.
So we're also doing, okay, so we do lessons at home for couples,
Yes.
individuals, right? Older.
Whoever would like to take a class, I do
Individuals.
it, yes.
And then you go to a place, right? You want
Yes.
to talk about that a little bit too?
Oh yeah, I work
Because
for...
when you first came here,
Yeah.
you were thinking of doing it.
Right, yes,
Now
yes,
we're in
yes.
2020 and you're doing it.
Yeah,
So that's
exactly.
something to,
Another
you know,
blessing that I've
yeah,
gone through this.
Absolutely.
I wanted to find a way to help the community, right?
Yeah.
and I just didn't know how and how it would work for me in my life, right?
Right.
And so I called up this nonprofit in Brooklyn, where in the area Los Sures. Los Sures is the area of Brooklyn where the Puerto Ricans came in the 70s and 80s, right?
Look at that.
And so I hit them up just to do a class there, maybe bring my students there. We check out their landscape because they have a working farm. They have hydroponics. They have chickens. So it was like very much of like our style, feeling like we're back in Puerto Rico in the finca, but it's in the middle of Brooklyn. So I called and they gave me an opportunity to actually cook for the seniors in that community. So I spend every week with my elders, you know, and it's my dream position, really. I spend a lot of time learning from them. They learn from me, you know, and
Do you guys share recipes?
Oh, yeah. And every week I kind of check in with them, like, what would you like to make? Because I have my little team, you know, I call them las nenas. So I have las nenas. And they help me with a lot of my cooking. So I create the recipe, we talk about it, and every week we try to incorporate healthy organic vegetables, whatever we can get donated pretty much, we use. And then we incorporate, of course, our Puerto Rican and our Dominican backgrounds.
And I do love and appreciate how you shop for your food.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's really important for me.
You go to the markets, you go to different boroughs, you even go, like when you go to Puerto Rico, you're picking up our fruit and vegetables from over there.
Yes.
So that's an amazing thing. How was Puerto Rico when you last went over there? I know you were there a couple of months ago.
Yes. I mean, it was a heavy time for us, but definitely, you know, we're just trying to help any way we can over on this end. What we hear is very different than what's going on really on the island, you know, in terms of the quakes. There were way more than was stated, you know. And in terms of what's really going on for the future of Puerto Rico, that's very important to me. You know, number one, I wanted to always showcase our island in the most positive way possible and obviously help out. You and I have been helping out to give back in different atmospheres. And that's it. That's all we can do for now. We don't know what the future of Puerto Rico is. We just keep on praying that we can get help just like we get it here and we can get our kids a better future out there.
Definitely. For the ones who have missed previous shows, can you just give them an idea of what started all of this?
Well, I really started it because of a self-love situation. Like I needed to take care of myself in a better way. I noticed that a lot of the foods that I consume were affecting me. And not just in weight gain, in mood, in everything, in obviously my health. And so I have always wanted to eat our food in a better way, always. And so I started to just play around with it in the kitchen and try to figure out what can I do. And then I realized that a lot of us Puerto Ricans, we don't continue our traditions and our recipes.
We don't.
And so it turned out that I get more Puerto Ricans now because they're interested in cooking and learning our generational cooking. And so it just kind of flipped and it really showed me that our community needs this, you know, and a lot of ingredients and a lot of our old recipes that we're used to, they need to know. And they need to know what is in it and where they come from and really where our culture stands in terms of food also.
So on both sides of things, you do vegan and regular.
Yes.
Where do you see that people are taking a liking to?
I get a lot of vegetarian options. And what I do is like I try to do one in one. So I'll do like a vegetarian app and then like a meat or seafood. Just to like introduce if people are like trying to change their diet. I talk a lot about it in class. So if you tell me, look, I want to eat this today, but I really want to change up what I consume, what can I do? We talk about different grains, spices. I talk a lot about Irish sea moss, which I did last time that I visited you. Because that is an amazing thing to incorporate into your diet. It's a sea algae that has a lot of properties that you can actually live off of.
I actually know someone who has that every morning in a shake.
Exactly. And how is that person living? How do you see them?
He's great.
Yeah,
he
right?
looks good.
Great energy, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a great thing. So I literally talk about that, you know. It's hard for our people to change, like I told you, and that's really why I did this too. It's hard for our people to kind of change what they eat and change what they're used to. And so if you give them flavors that they're used to in a different way, they will enjoy it. Trust me. Just gotta trick them a little bit.
How's your 2020 been so far?
It's good. I mean, you know, January I think was a little rough for a lot of people, but I have great things happening like this. I'm very appreciative to be here.
Of course.
And you know, I'm happy you get to try my new drinks.
I'm trying to make you like my house.
I would love that. I would love that.
Make you like come here every
Yes,
month if you
God
can.
willing, the future is bright, babe.
Good stuff.
Yeah, and I have a lot more recipes to share with you. So this is just a little bit,
And you also have the hairline. You also have the
Yeah,
oils.
and so I have my hair
still
oils.
have mine.
Yeah, so I have my organic hair oil, my black seed oil, and that's why I kind of wore my hair curly today, so you guys
Yeah.
can see what happens with the black seed hair oil, because like I told you last time, it grows your hair, it prevents hair loss, and it's just a really good oil to have for yourself.
Yeah,
so.
and it lasts a long time because it's a good amount.
Yeah, because you're using just a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And every oil in there is organic and really great for you. I have avocado, coconut oil, some vitamin E, and a few extras. So it's a good thing to purchase as well.
So I know you promote the healthy and all that, but
Yeah.
like when you want to get down and dirty, what are we eating?
Oh, me? My
What are we
favorite is
eating?
alita frita, fried wings, and white rice. And the juice
And
gets
that
on the
order?
white rice. Yeah.
that
And I need the
order?
little juice to fall in the white
Yeah.
rice. Yeah, I'm obsessed with rice. It's a problem.
Really?
Yes. I
Any
can
particular type of
spot out a
rice?
good rice from a mile away. Yes. I'm all about it. But yeah, that's how I
interesting.
incorporate different grains. I try to switch it up. I make a quinoa and rice sometimes. But yes, I'm a rice fiend for sure. And yeah,
I love your
I'm
displays
still
all
Puerto
the
Rican at the end of
time.
the day, and I still like our
Right?
food.
We
It's
want that
hard
fried
for
food
me.
sometimes. It's
Yeah,
not easy.
and so that's why I wanted to incorporate some things that I make that are, that are very Boricua, that are also, that you might like, that aren't vegan and vegetarian. That have many options.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
want someone to come over here and taste something. Alfredo from Beatstro, come over here. Come join us
Yes.
on set real quick.
I was waiting. I didn't want to interrupt.
Thank you.
I had to get a cocktail, but it's okay.
Okay, no, we're gonna make you
We
make
don't
one.
do
Is
that
that okay,
now.
Alfredo? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yes. Is there some in there? Go ahead. Check it out. If not, we'll make another one.
No. I just want to try this
Okay,
one.
go ahead. Yes.
I want to try this one.
It might be watered down though.
No.
He can have some of mine.
Because I
if he
got to
wants.
drive anyway. I'm just going to
Okay.
He's just doing business sampling.
Now, this
It's
is the
light,
one. This
right?
is the one with the Scotch bonnet.
This is the ají dulce,
Yeah, my grandmother used that in the sofrito.
You gotta add this ají dulce or else it's not sofrito. But drink out of mine here from this side, because that one was a little right here, this end.
No, it's all right. Too late. I hope. Well, I
Because
don't
that
know.
one, yeah, I want you to try really the essence of the cocktail,
I like that.
right?
Very
good,
earthy.
right?
Very earthy. I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We only having that cocktail? I just want to.
Yeah,
I see you
so
got two other ones.
I know, but I have to clean this, so let's.
All right, next segment.
Yes,
We'll have
next segment. Yes, because I don't want to add. I don't want this one to taste like
me
ají
more.
dulce. That's why.
And now, what are we eating? What do we got here?
And so we have. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Explore.
I cut a little bit for her. This is the jibarito with chicken, and then that's the steak one.
Okay, which would you suggest is the best out of everything?
Well, they're both different flavors. I want you to try the sauces. That's really important. So why don't you take a bite, and we'll take a bite of both. So you can try both too, the essence.
Oh, I'm looking at that steak sandwich right there,
Okay,
girl.
'cause I want you
I'm
guys to
already
try
thinking
the
about
sauces.
What are you
put
cutting
on
it for? This is for me, right?
What you want to do?
I'm gonna pick this
Oh,
up.
okay. So go ahead.
Oh, no.
Okay, so go ahead. Go ahead.
We getting it in.
All right, go ahead. Yes, yes. Oh, I love
And
it.
he knows about food because, that's all you do in your life.
Lord,
All
Lord.
these restaurants. Right? If it wasn't for the Bronx, right?
I didn't miss a meal.
And so, what do you think of that?
I like it.
It's
And
good.
It reminds me.
I'm more of
there's
a
lot
steak
dishes-
person. I like steak.
There's a lot of dishes like this
What is the
in
sauce
PR
now?
and DR. Cachipapa does something similar where they use, instead of buns, they use the.
Yes,
mashed
yes.
onions. So this is delicious. I'm sorry, I'm spitting all over.
Yeah,
you.
go ahead,
Okay.
enjoy. And Diaz, go ahead. Put your face in it and take a bite of that steak. I like this.
Can you imagine?
I love it.
But I'll say some for the set, though.
Okay, yeah. So
I
that
gotta give my
is.
people some stuff.
I really love the chimichurri sauce, so that's what I want you guys
That?
to focus on. Is this one? So that is a culantro chimichurri. The
Okay.
Argentinian one is with parsley, red peppers, olive oil, garlic. So that sauce is gonna be a game changer, really.
Okay.
Which one was this one?
And that is the pique aioli.
Okay.
So I made that with the pineapple fermented pique.
So I know that you
You got another
cook.
spoon?
Babe, just dig in.
Dig
We
in, no
family
worries,
here
no
today.
worries. We're all family.
good.
No worries.
Trust
Get in
me,
there.
I'm good.
Get in there.
People are trying to get in line for this, baby.
You should use that as a tagline. I like that.
It
I never heard that before.
is. There was something I was gonna ask you. Oh,
Yes.
So since you've worked with individuals in your house, it's a private setting.
Yes.
It's a personal setting. Have you gone through anything really funny or just awkward, or is there any time that you had to end your class?
There was a few.
You have to
There's
have
a few
stories.
times. Everyone is happy to learn about Puerto Rico. Everyone's in a great mood, right?
Right.
But there's certain times where a couple won't
Alfredo, you good over
discuss.
Look. I don't even
He's
know
having a
you're
great time. So there's a time where couples will buy the class and they won't tell their partner. And so it's just various times when it's been the male that comes up and he doesn't know where he's going, right? You're going to a private home. And so 2 times the guy's like, I thought I was coming to a sex party.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, no, sir, we're here for cooking class. Thank you, come right in.
I don't know where this segment just went.
But good to hear how your girlfriend is. So it's like a funny thing, you know what I mean? Because
course.
they want to surprise their spouses and they wait for me to tell them, right?
Of course, yeah.
And no, everyone's been in a great positive mood, thank God, I love to incorporate the drinks because that also loosens people up,
Of course, yeah.
But of course, it's in my private home, so I kind of gauge it. I have only 5 or 6 people. That's the most that I can handle. If it's a bigger
lot.
group,
That's a lot.
yeah, it is.
a lot.
And if it's a bigger group, I either rent a kitchen in Long Island City or I go privately either to your home or whatever you like to do. Private
Nice.
parties. I love doing that.
How long are the sessions?
And so it's 3 hours.
Oh,
3
wow.
hours, appetizer, entree and dessert, and cocktails.
We're going to make some money together.
I would love that.
We have an open kitchen at Beatstro. We'll have you do a celebrity guest chef event.
That would be
And this
amazing.
is
Thank
why
you.
we're here.
Thank
See
you.
how
That would be
drinks and food
amazing.
brings
Thank
people
you.
together?
You see how easy it is?
Thank you. I mean, you are magic.
That
You
is
do
the
this.
goal.
Thank
That
you.
is the goal here. I always
you
want to
so
bring
much.
my guests on, whether they have something to do with each other or not, just to kind of network. I'm not forcing nobody on no one, but
Yeah.
we all Latinos. We all got to work together to make the dream work.
Right.
Nothing. Everybody says sometimes they say, "Oh, I did all this by myself." No, it takes a village.
Yeah.
It takes me a village to do this alone. Yeah, if we can just do that, that would be awesome. She's amazing. I would never recommend or bring anybody on the show that is not.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Right?
No competition. No. Oh, no.
Yes, we over here.
Exactly.
We gotta bring her over here though.
Yes, I'm happy to come hang.
Real quick,
Yes.
you are doing an event at the last stop, which is in the Bronx
Yes.
as well.
Yes, so I'm doing a
know
pop-up
we still have
at the
some
last
finishing
stop.
touches
We're
for
still
that.
working on the dates, but that is what I'm doing. And that's why I showcase these
Fine,
foods,
baby.
because these are the foods that I'm going to do at last stop.
Nice.
What is that one?
Oh,
that
so
sauce,
we didn't
that
talk
brown
about
sauce.
this. So this is a guava sauce.
I got 2 more minutes.
Guayaba. Okay, so in Puerto Rico, it was hard for me. It was hard for me to bring the fruits and vegetables, right, back. And so what I did was I made a jam. So this is a guava jam. There you are. Thank you, love.
Ow.
Oh, it's a guava jam.
That's what happens when you're drinking.
It's okay.
I'm just playing.
Don't worry about that.
And so
We're
I
not
wanted to
tipsy.
make a Mallorca with the guava jam. Okay, so you guys can taste this after as well.
Wow.
And this is straight from Ciales, Puerto Rico. So you guys are gonna enjoy this.
Oh my goodness.
Okay?
I don't feel guilty for eating her food when she's here. What are you saying? What are you trying to say over there?
Stop, I can't. He needs a moment. But yeah, this is Island Life Kitchen.
I love it. I
yes.
love it. Congratulations on everything you're doing. Keep it going because it's
Thank you.
catching on.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Don't give up. You are so professional but so friendly and like you're natural. Like I was looking at you on Instagram the other day, and if I didn't know you, I'd say, wow, she knows exactly what she's doing, and you do.
Thank you.
You know
Thank
the
you so
knowledge.
much.
You know how to speak the knowledge. You know where to go for it, and you know how to put it all together.
Thank
and
you.
present it.
Thank you.
And it's
Thank you
very
so much.
good. It's
Thank
very
you.
good. You're beautiful as well. So it's like
Thank
you
you.
a triple banger right there. You know what I
Thank you
mean?
so much.
You to the Bronx.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm happy to come visit for
All
sure.
right.
Hank.
So
Thank you.
please let our viewers know where they can reach you, where they can get some food at.
Yeah, so visit me
Middle.
on islandlifekitchen.com, Instagram Island Life Kitchen, and this is the vibe. Come visit me in the kitchen. See you soon.
And I love the star because we are all stars here.
Yes.
So it's very appropriate. Thank you guys
Thank
for
you.
joining once again this week. I'm sorry. I'm like, little. I hope everybody's having a good day and had a great day at work this afternoon. We had a great day in weather. Once again, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. And I do want to say that the people that are judging and hating on the halftime show need to get in line because there were 2 Latinas up there doing the damn thing. Yes, I went for J-Lo. J-Lo could have had that show all to herself. But Shakira was a bonus, and she was awesome at what she did. There's a lot of people saying that we were too sexy, there was too much booty
Oh,
showing,
right, yeah.
the pose and all that. It's supposed to be, family friendly. I get it. It kind of dawned on me too. Like, do we have to have all this? But it's part of our nature.
Right.
It was entertainment, and it was done very classy. And it's the first time ever that we had 2 Latinas on one stage for the huge night. And I just want to give them a shout out. And I hope everybody else is doing good. Thank you, Beatstros, for being here with me. You come back. We do a demonstration with you.
Thank you.
My love, I love you.
Thank you so much.
I'll
I'm so
see you
happy to
soon,
come. Thank
of
you
course.
so much.
And y'all better
Thank
get in
you.
line. Tune in next week for a new edition of The Essence Show. Te quiero.
This is Fredo from Beatstro, Bricks and Hops, Bronx Draft House. We're here to talk about entrepreneurship. We're here to talk about the BX. We're here to talk about food, art, love, life, everything. Get in line, you heard?
And I'm here at the Essence Show to show you some amazing food and cocktails. Get in line.